the next round. So for the next round, we'll be having Dr. Ria Gondli ma'am with us. She'll be the quiz master for the next round. We welcome you, ma'am.
Hello, all the participants. We will be starting with the third round now, the Grey Cell Challenge. Team B, are you ready? Okay. Before we start, I'll just quickly go through the rules. So a set of analytical or case-based questions will be displayed for each team. Two questions per team will be displayed. You will have 20 seconds to answer each question this time, and the timer will start once I'm done reading the question. So the correct answers will fetch you 1 point, while the incorrect or answer or time up will give you 0 points. So team B, ready? Okay. So the first question for team B is, a 55-year-old female comes to the OPD with complaints of urinary incontinence and low back pain, post history of heavy weight lifting. So A, what is the probable diagnosis? B, what is the first line of physiotherapy intervention for this condition? Timer starts now.
The diagnosis can be pelvic floor dysfunction, and the second answer will be Kegel's exercise.
So the first answer is uterine prolapse. So you'll not be getting any marks for that. But for the second question, that is pelvic floor exercises or Kegel exercises is right. So we'll give you a mark for that. So 1 mark for this question. We'll move on to the next question now. A 65-year-old female with severe COPD with FEV1 is 32%. Presence with ABG pH is 7.32. PaCO2 is 60 mmHg. PaO2 is 55 mmHg. What is the exact acid-base disorder indicated by this ABG finding? And B, which airway clearance technique uses short, rapid exhalation through an open glottis? Your timer starts now.
Respiratory acidosis.
Correct. B.
With hypoxia and the B. Huff.
Time up.
Next answer, Huff.
Sorry, the timer's up. The answer is right.
And the answer was given before the time up, before you called out as time up.
No, the thing is, when you're answering the question, please make sure that one of you is answering directly into the screen instead of discussing it amongst yourselves so that it is clear for us. Okay, so you'll get 1. So 1 mark for the A part you'll get. So for this round, you have scored 2 marks. Okay, we'll go on to next team, Team C. Team C is ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the first question for Team C is, a 40-year-old woman with relapsing remitting MS complains of fatigue, weakness, and difficulty climbing stairs. She wants to remain active but avoid worsening her symptoms. A, which approach helps manage fatigue while maintaining physical activity safely? B, what type of strengthening exercises can be recommended to avoid exacerbating symptoms? Timer starts now.
Energy conservation techniques. For first question, energy conservation techniques.
Correct.
And for second one, isometric exercises.
Wrong. The answer is submaximal or low intensity exercises. Strengthening exercises, sorry. Okay, so 1 mark for this question. We'll move on to the next question. Mr. Ravi, a 38-year-old male, visits the physiotherapy clinic with complaints of fatigue, knee discomfort, and reduced activity levels. He works at a desk job, follows a sedentary lifestyle, and consumes fast food regularly. On examination, the height is 1.5 meters, weight is 60 kgs, waist circumference is 104 centimeters. Calculate Mr. Ravi's BMI, and B, what does his waist circumference indicate?
Weight by height square. So weight is 60. Height is 104. BMI is calculated as weight upon height square.
Do we have an answer?
What the weight circumference will be? Obesity. Second answer is obesity.
Okay, right answer for A. Time up, sorry. So the answer for A was 26.7, and for B, the right answer was obesity. Fine. So for this question also, you have fetched 1 mark. So total for this round is 2. Okay. So next team D, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, but all 4 of you are not visible inside. If the last person can come a little closer inside the frame.
Ma'am, now?
Okay. So the first question for team D. A 14-year-old girl is brought by her mother who noticed uneven shoulders. Clinical exam reveals a right-sided rib hump on forward bending. A, what could be the possible diagnosis? B, which could be the assistive device prescribed? Timer starts.
Structural scoliosis and Milwaukee's brace.
Correct, both of answers are right. So next question. A 35-year-old woman, 4 months postpartum, reports urinary leakage when she coughs, sneezes, or lifts heavy objects. She is otherwise healthy and seeks physiotherapy advice at her community health center. A, what specific physiotherapy exercise should be prescribed to strengthen her pelvic floor muscles and reduce incontinence? B, based on what assessment will you prescribe these exercises? Time starts now.
Ma'am, for the first one, Kegels and vaginal cones, and for the second one, pad test.
The first answer is correct, Kegel's exercise. Although for the B, the answer is perfect method by Karibo. So you'll fetch 1 mark for this. So the total is 3 for this round. Okay, we'll move on to the next team, that is team E. Team E, are you ready?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, pad test is also used for assessment purpose only. No?
But that is not the gold standard test. The gold standard test used for this is perfect. That is the method given by Karibo.
Okay.
And Legong. Okay. So moving on to team E.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So team E, your first question is, a 45-year-old man comes with back pain radiating to right lower limb, which gets aggravated on flexion and standing, but doesn't aggravate on flexion and supine. A, what is the probable diagnosis? And B, which special test will you perform?
The diagnosis is PIVD, and we can perform SLR as well as slump also.
The correct answer for the diagnosis was lumbar canal stenosis, but I'll give you marks for B.
Ma'am, in lumbar canal stenosis, the pain gets aggravated on extension.
No. In chronic cases, though.
But
So I'll give you 1 mark for this question.
Okay.
So the next question. A 60-year-old male with heart failure with reduced ejection fraction, that is being 30%, and NYHA class 3 symptoms is referred to referred for exercise prescription. A, what is the recommended target heart rate formula for aerobic training in such cases? And B, what is the upper Borg RPE limit for safe aerobic training in heart failure with reduced ejection fraction?
Okay, तो ये चार आर मैक्स कर सकते हैं हम 1 to max कर सकते हैं and upper RPE का 12 13 11 13 of area. Ma'am, we can use HRR max for the aerobic training, and the upper limit of RPE will be 4.
Sorry. So the first answer is correct. You can use target heart rate or HRR or Carbonin's formula. But the answer for B is 13 as the upper limit of RPE in Bob. So we will give you 1 mark for this question and total 2 marks for this round. Okay. So moving on to the next team, Team F. Team F is ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the first question for you is, a 30-year-old male sustained a spinal cord injury at the level of C6 after a fall from height. He presents with tetraplegia, preserved shoulder and elbow flexion, but weak wrist and no finger movements. Sensation is impaired below C6. Which type of bladder dysfunction is common in lesions above the sacral cord? And B, which respiratory muscle remains functional in a C6 level injury? Time starts now.
Ma'am, diaphragm will remain as a functional muscle.
Okay. Time up. So the answer for A was spastic bladder and the right answer for B is diaphragm. So 1 mark for this question. We'll move on to the next question. A 25-year-old man presents to the emergency department 4 hours after a motorcycle accident with a fractured rib. He complains of severe pain in his lower leg, which is worsening despite analgesics and increases with passive stretching of the toes. What is the most likely diagnosis and what is the first and most important symptom to look for?
Ma'am, answer for the B is sensations, most important symptom that we look for. And the diagnosis is
fracture, tibial fracture.
Tibial fracture with sensory loss.
I'm sorry, both the answers are wrong. The answer for A is compartment syndrome and for B is severe pain. So the total marks that you've scored for this round is 1. Next, we have Team H. Team H, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Team H, your first question is, a 56-year-old male, 5 days post-op, has reduced lung volumes with FVC 50% predicted, SpO2 92% and mild incisional pain. A, what is the single best breathing technique to improve lung expansion in this patient? B, on which post-operative day is ambulation usually initiated in an uncomplicated CABG case? The time is ticking.
Answer for A is lateral costal expansion exercise, and for B it is post-op day 1.
Okay. Even though the lateral costal expansion is one of the good techniques to use, but the best technique here would have been incentive spirometry. And for B, day 1 is the correct answer. We'll move. So the marks you've scored for this question is 1, and we'll move on to the next question now. A 65-year-old male with Parkinson's disease reports freezing of gait while walking, small shuffling steps, and frequent near falls at home. A. What external cueing method can help a patient overcome freezing episodes during walking? B. What is the most common pharmacological treatment prescribed for Parkinson's disease?
Ma'am, answer for B is levodopa carbidopa combination.
Okay, correct.
Ma'am, answer for A is verbal cues and cane.
Okay, correct answer. So you have fetched 2 marks for this question. So in total for this round is 3 for you. Okay. Thank you so much, teams. Just give us a few seconds to sort out the scores and we'll get back to you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
The question you asked to group B, I want to specify that you didn't mention chronic case in it, and you have specifically mentioned that there is pain and flexion. Yes, so it is one of the symptoms of PIBD. It is the most common symptom of PIBD. And generally in 45 years old male, LCS is not that common. Not discourage. It is.
And you even mentioned जिनको right hip में pain था.
Yeah. And again, radiating pain is the symptom of PIBD and LCS. We know that. But as you mentioned specifically that the patient has pain and flexion, it is the most common symptom of PIBD than LCS.
Okay.
So
Just a minute. Just
yeah, okay.
okay. So team E, after due consideration, we have come to a conclusion that your logic for this is correct. It was our mistake that we did not mention chronic in the question. So instead of 2, your score for this round will be 3.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
So we have the scores with us here. So team B is scoring 6, team C is 7, D is 10, E is 7, F is 5, and H is 8. So and in this round, we were going to have 2 eliminations. So with due consideration, team F, because of 5 being the score, and team B with 6 being the score are unfortunately eliminated. And the rest of the teams, we are glad to have you with us moving on to the finale round. Congratulations. And thank you all the teams for joining us on the pre-qualifier round for Physio Brain Quiz.